What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Seeking Sister Wife Season 5, Episode 12, Seeking Common Ground. So let's get started with Garrick and Danielle. So Garrick and Danielle, they've been back in Colorado now for a few months. We see Danielle's baby bump. It is definitely thriving. She looks really good. And they are still working on Natalia's K-1 visa. So Garrick is still determined to get Natalia here to the United States, and they're going to take the K-1 visa route. Instead of the marriage visa, they're going to go with the fiance visa. Okay, fine. We know all about that. In the meantime, while all of this is going on in the background, Danielle has found a potential sister wife for Garrick. I'm not exactly sure how they met, but they met somewhere, somehow. And now they're about to meet Miriam and to see if she might be a fit for their lifestyle or for their family. Now, Miriam is from Michigan, so there's no issue with, you know, a language barrier, immigration issues, or nothing like that. She is from Michigan. She is definitely Garrick's type, you know, aesthetically. She has the olive skin tone, the dark hair. She is Muslim. She has a 2-year-old daughter, and she's also very familiar with plural families because I think she said her mom had a sister wife. So she's very familiar with all of that, and she's cool with that. So Natalia, though, is not happy about Miriam. They tell us that Natalia, after they told her that they were courting another woman, Natalia wasn't happy about it, and she basically just was like, after that, she was pretending that this other woman didn't even exist. Doesn't want to talk about her, doesn't want to mention her. She just doesn't exist anymore to Natalia, I guess. Now, Miriam knows about Natalia, and she's okay with that. She's okay with Natalia and the fact that they're courting Natalia as well. And the funny thing to me is that it seems like history has been repeating itself with the Merrifields, because I remember this happening with Roberta. After they had spent time with Roberta and they were still trying to get her to come over to America, when they came back to the United States, Danielle had found another potential sister wife for Garrick, which was the African-American woman. I forgot her name, but she wanted Garrick to begin courting this African-American woman. I remember them getting like an Airbnb, I think it was, and the woman was spending time with them. I remember her having dinner with them. I think she was a nurse. She also had children. And Garrick and this other woman were trying to see if there was any chemistry between them. And Roberta, they told Roberta all about it, and Roberta was not happy. She really wasn't happy about it. She was really upset that Garrick was courting another woman, just like Natalia. And I'm like, wow, the Merrifields definitely have a formula or a pattern that they're using for this show, because this is just like how it was with Roberta. So anyway, Miriam arrives. They pick her up from the airport, and, you know, it was a really good, what do you call it, like reunion or greeting at the airport. She seemed happy to see them. They seemed happy to see her. Miriam mentioned that she thought Garrick was attractive. She liked his blue eyes. So they take her back to their home. She meets Danielle's father. They give her a tour of the house. We see Garrick's primary bedroom, and then we also see the sister wife room with the twin beds. Later on, Sam and Samantha come over, and they ask if she was looking for a polygamous family or was she just looking for friendship when she met Danielle. And Miriam says that she was down with whatever. Like, wherever this was going to take her, she was okay with it. That's what she said. So then they talk about religion. Miriam says that she doesn't have any plans to convert to Christianity. And Garrick tells us in his confessional that, you know, he has an expectation that whoever joins their family, that they will all at least be on the same page when it comes to religion. So I don't know how they're going to handle that. So Miriam and Danielle, they go out to dinner, just the two of them alone. Garrick had a headache, so he wasn't there. And they're talking about all kinds of stuff, right? The conversation is flowing. They're getting along. They're bonding. They first talk about baby showers, and I guess whether or not Danielle is going to have a baby shower. And Danielle says something that was really sad. She says, I'm not going to have a baby shower because I don't have any friends. What? No friends? Like, what are you talking about? You don't have any friends. Why don't you have any friends, Danielle? And so then Miriam says, well, okay, if you don't have any friends, you know, your family can still throw you a baby shower. I don't know why she was against having a baby shower, but whatever. So I didn't have a baby shower either. But I have people who would have thrown one for me, but I just didn't want one. Okay, fine. So Miriam and her family. Okay, so Miriam says that she has never ever been with a white man before. She usually dates, she said, Hispanics, Caribbean, Middle Eastern men, black men, but she's never been with a white man. And she also mentions how she's really appreciative how slow Garrick and Danielle are going. That she doesn't feel any pressure from them. She doesn't feel like they're trying to rush into anything. And she really likes the fact that Garrick hasn't tried to put any moves on her. And she talks about how usually when she's dealing with men, you know, they're always trying to put a move on her. They're always trying to like start something with her. And she's glad that Garrick hasn't done that. I'm like, okay, why would you think he would have done that already? Y'all just met. Give him some time, girl. Give him some time. He'll come around. But yeah, y'all just met. Who would expect him to try to put moves on you like the day that you arrive in Colorado? So I don't know how long she's been there actually. So she talks about how she wants to take it really slow with them. And Danielle even mentions to Miriam that, you know, things are going really well between the two women. You know, like I said, they were bonding, they were talking, everything felt natural for them, a whole lot better than what Danielle has been experiencing with Natalia. So she feels like she can actually bond with Miriam in a way that she wasn't able to with Natalia. So we'll see how all of that goes. But like I said, y'all, this is like wash, rinse, repeat. You know, like this is the same thing that happened with Roberta. I'm just like flabbergasted that it's like the same exact thing that's happening. Moving on to, let's talk about the Davis family. So the Davis family, which is Nick, April, Jennifer, and Danielle. So the reason why they explain to us the women do not marry Nick is because they don't want any kind of favoritism amongst the women or any type of hierarchy, because he can only marry one woman legally, since polygamy is not legal, I think, in all 50 states. I'm not sure, but definitely whatever state they're living in, it's not legal. So he could not marry all of them legally. He could only marry one, and that might cause, you know, a sense of jealousy or whatever amongst the women, or the one that's legally married may feel like she's a little bit better off or a little bit above the ones that he's not legally married to. So this is the reason why the women marry each other. What the hell ever. Okay, what the hell ever. And they get married in order to make something, I guess, to make it feel legal in some way, or to make it feel like there's a I don't know why. I don't even know why they're doing it. I don't know why they just can't all live together, but they have their reasons, and it's what it is. So Jasmine comes over for the sleepover, and of course Danielle is a little bit uncomfortable, but she's not going to express it too much because, you know, she might get kicked out. They might look at her crazy, so she's not going to express her true feelings. But Danielle is really not looking forward to the sleepover. And once Jasmine gets there, they all sit outside, and they're having, you know, the tried and true charcuterie board. I'm like, God, the way these charcuterie boards are being presented on these shows, it's as if this is the only thing that has ever been offered for people to eat when they're having any kind of a gathering. It's like charcuterie board after charcuterie board after charcuterie board. Okay, so they're having charcuterie board. So they're talking, having small talk or whatever, and then April asks if Jasmine had brought her bathing suit, because later on they all want to take a, you know, they all want to spend time in the infamous Davis cesspool, or what they like to call a hot tub. So of course Jasmine brought her bathing suit. So after they eat the charcuterie board and the wine, they go and change into their bathing suits. But first, the women take Jasmine into their bedroom to see, you know, this gargantuan bed that they had custom made. And so, you know, Jasmine's fine with it. It looks like all of them can sleep in there comfortably. This bed is humongous, and we've seen it before previous seasons. It's a humongous bed. So they get into their bathing suits, and then but it did look comfortable. That bed did look comfortable as hell. They get into their bathing suits, they get into the hot tub, and when they all get into the hot tub, Jasmine wants to play a game, and she goes, let's play the 3-question game or whatever. And she goes, I'm going to ask a question, and we're all going to answer the question, you know, as honestly and as deeply as possible. So when she said that, I was anticipating her asking some very serious, soul-searching questions, you know, like questions that are really going to make you want to, you know, be very introspective, or something that's going to really reveal who you really are, a question that's really going to make you think. Why did homegirl bust out with, what's your favorite color? Okay, so she asks, "What's your favorite color?" And then she immediately answers her own question. So she doesn't even give time for anybody else to answer. So she's like, "Well, my favorite color is blue." And she said something really crazy. She said something like, "My favorite color is blue, and every single blue that I've ever been introduced to, I've absolutely loved. I've loved all the blues that I've ever met in my life." What? And then her next question was, I'm thinking, okay, maybe that was like the icebreaker question. Okay, maybe that was the icebreaker question. Maybe you can tell a lot about a person by their favorite color when they explain to you why they like that particular color. Her next question was, what's your favorite form of water? I'm like, girl, how is this introspective? How is this soul searching? What are we doing? So she says her favorite form of water is the ocean because it just keeps on going on forever. And Nick's favorite form of water is waterfalls, which is what Jennifer had answered for Nick. And then the last question was, what is your favorite animal? So in their confessional, the Davis family, they talk about this. And so they were kind of surprised that she was asking such simplistic questions. And April says something like, when you're all in the hot tub together, these are not the questions that you were expecting or something like that. And then Danielle was like, yeah, if I'm in the hot tub with you, I'm not expecting you to ask me like, what's my favorite color? So the whole thing was stupid as hell. It was a waste of hot tub time because after that, they all left, but Nick wanted Danielle to stick behind because he wanted to talk to her. And the way he said it, like the way he was like, okay, everybody can leave or whatever, but Danielle, I want you to stay. It was kind of like, the way a boss will talk to an employee that they need to address something with one-on-one. So he's basically wanting to know, how do you feel about Jasmine? And because, if things are going to go well between Danielle and Jasmine are going to be getting married. So he wants to know exactly, truthfully and honestly, how does she feel about Jasmine? And that's where their segment ended. So we won't know her answer until next week. She ain't feeling Jasmine. Ain't nobody feeling Jasmine. Oh, and by the way, while they were all in this cesspool, Nick stole. He didn't even ask. He went ahead and stole a kiss from Jasmine. He just, leaned over and kissed her on the cheek. And, and once again, it didn't look like much of anything. It didn't look like she was, because I think if he would have done that to anybody else, like when he first met Danielle, when him and Danielle were first getting to know each other, whenever he would show affection to her, she would reciprocate it. And so, like with Jasmine, she doesn't reciprocate. He kisses her and she's just like, okay, that was fine. And so I don't know, like Nick is worried about how Danielle feels about Jasmine. Nick, you need to be asking Jasmine, how does she feel about you? Okay, even though it's going to be Danielle and Jasmine getting married, you're the man of the house. You're the one that's expected to, be intimate with her and to have a romantic relationship with her. The women don't have romantic relationships with each other. So you need to figure out, how is Jasmine feeling about you and how are you feeling about her, instead of worrying about Danielle. Moving on to Justin and Becky. Not much happened with Justin and Becky. Justin had gone out to dinner again with Yari to feel her out some more, to figure out exactly, where is she at, how is she feeling about this whole polygamy thing and joining their family. And so after all the small talk, he says to Yari, so how do you feel about plural families? And Yari says that she doesn't want to share her man. She goes, I don't want to share. I want you just to be with me and me only. So I don't know. I need time to think about it. I need time to process all of this, but I just wanted to be with me and you only. Now let's talk about Justin at this damn dinner. Justin to me seemed really awkward. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Justin. For someone who wants to have multiple wives, he got no game. Nick, at least you can see him trying to woo. He's trying to create something between him and Jasmine. He's trying to add a little spice, a little romance or something. Justin ain't got no game whatsoever. And I don't know, like, why is he so awkward? You want to have a multitude of wives, but you don't know how to get wives. You don't know how to get women. Like the whole time they're having dinner, he's like looking around, and he avoids eye contact, or when he does make eye contact with her, it's awkward. It's like he's not comfortable making eye contact with her. And I like Justin. I don't see anything really wrong with Justin. I think he's an attractive guy. I like him. But I just don't understand the awkwardness. Like, I don't understand why he isn't more comfortable with women, because the whole point of this is to get women. But he's really uncomfortable. Maybe it's the cameras. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe if the cameras weren't there, he'd be a whole lot more smooth. But from what I've been seeing, and I'm trying to figure out, what does Yari see? Maybe because, you know, he's an attractive guy. Maybe that's what's kind of keeping Yari around. But I'm like, what is Yari seeing him actually? What's making her want to come back, you know, time and time again? I don't know. Maybe that's what's attractive to some women, is that awkwardness, that shyness, you know, kind of like this boyish quality about him, I guess. He's not trying too hard, which is a turnoff for a lot of women. He's not trying too damn hard. He's just being himself. And, you know, I can see how that can be appealing. So yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe the shyness and all of that is what does it for him. That's him. That's his game. You know, it's being really shy and reserved and whatnot. But I mean, I need you to have a little tiny bit of confidence. You know, like, if you want this, come get this, you know. But anyways, moving on. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it on your way out. Please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.